Good day, grade 8 students. So this is Ma'am Vivian again. So this time I will teach you how to factor trinomials such as perfect square trinomial and general trinomials. So first we have our lesson, factoring perfect square trinomials. So what are the conditions in identifying if the given polynomial is a perfect square trinomial? So first and foremost, we have it has three terms. Yes, dapat tatlong terms ang nandoon. And second, the first and third terms are both perfect squares such as x squared and y squared. And lastly, the middle term is twice the product of the square roots of the first and third term or the last term. We have the following forms. Okay, first, x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. And we have also x squared minus 2xy plus y squared. Next, what are the steps in factoring perfect square trinomials? So we have the following. First, get the square root of the first term. Next, get the square root of the last term. And lastly, express the result as the square of a binomial. And copy the sign of the middle term. Okay, for example, we have this. So we use the pattern that is the square root of the first term plus the square root of the last term squared. So here in our number one form, the first term is x squared and the square root of that is x. Next, our last term is y squared and the square root of that is y. So you have our factors x plus y squared. We have another one that is x squared minus 2xy plus y squared. As you can see, the middle term is negative. So in our pattern, we'll use also the negative sign as well as in our factors. So yan yung difference between the two. If the middle term is positive, then the answer must be positive here. Next, if the middle term is negative, then the answer is also negative. So we have the square root of perfect square numbers. So we have, if that is square root of 64, then that is 8. Square root of y to the power of 6, that is y cubed. Next, we have the first example. So factor 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. So nakita naman ninyo that the first term is 4x squared. So that is a perfect square. Next, the last term is positive 1. So that is also a perfect square. So apply the steps. First, get the square root of the first term. So the square root of 4x squared is 2x. Next, get the square root of the last term. The square root of 1 is 1. Then express that 1 as a square of binomial. So you have, just copy your answer here for a 2x. Then copy the sign of the middle term that is negative. Then copy the answer here in B. So we have 2x minus 1 multiplied to 2x minus 1. Or you can have this one, 2x minus 1 squared. So they are the same. The same lang yung 2x minus 1 times 2x minus 1 sa 2x minus 1 squared. Next, we have also another examples here. X squared plus 6x plus 9. So the first term here is x squared and the last term is 9. So just get the square root of the first term, so that is x, and the square root of the last term, that is 3. Next, we have also this one. A squared plus 18a plus 81. So the square root of a squared is a. And the square root of 81 is 9. And just copy the sign of the middle term that is positive. So we have our factors as a plus 9 squared. Next, we have this also. M to the power of 4 minus 12m squared plus 36. So what is the square root of m to the power of 4? So that is m squared. And what is the square root of 36? That is 6. So therefore, we have m squared minus 6 squared. Bakit naman? Kasi the sign of the middle term here is negative. Okay, how about this one? 9b squared plus 42b plus 49. So as you can see, the square root of 9b squared is 3b. And the square root of 49 is 7. And then the sign of the middle term is positive. So therefore, we have 3b plus 7 squared. Ma'am, pwede bang sagot kami ng 3b plus 7 times 3b plus 7? Yes. Okay lang yan. The same lang din yan sila. Okay, next, for the last number, we have 36x squared minus 60xy plus 25y squared. So what is the square root of the first term? So that is 6x. What is the square root of 25y squared? So that is 5y. And copy the sign of the middle term, that is negative. So you have 6x minus 5y squared. Ma'am, pwede rin bang 6x minus 5y times 6x minus 5y, yung expanded form? Yes, pwede rin na ganun yung sagot ninyo. Okay, so that's all for perfect square trinomials. So we'll proceed to factoring general trinomials. Okay, so pag sinasabi natin general trinomials, it is written in the form of x squared plus bx plus c. So we have some clues in factoring this trinomial. So first, when the middle term and last terms are positive, then the two factors are both positive. So ano ibig sabihin yan? Ano yung ibig sabihin ng middle term and last term? Yung nasa gitnang term at yung nasa hulihang term, pag positive yan pareho, then yung factors mo ay puro positive din. Next, for number 2, when the middle term is negative and the last term is positive, then the two factors are both negative. So ano ibig sabihin nito? Pag yung middle term is negative, yung nasa gitna, and then yung nasa hulihang term is positive, then yung dalawang factors mo ay negative. And lastly, when the last term is negative and the two factors must have different signs. So pag yung nasa hulihang term is negative, ang sign dapat ng larger number mo is the same doon sa middle term. So saan ka magbe-base? Sa middle term. Pag positive ang middle term, then ang sign ng larger number mo is positive. Pag negative ang middle term, then ang sign ng larger number mo is negative. So we have the following examples. So first, we'll have this one, x squared plus 7x plus 12. So nasa saang clue yun? Sa number 1. Bakit man? Kasi yung middle term and last term ay puro positive. So dapat yung factors natin ay puro positive. Ma'am, paano yan hanapin ang factors? Ganito yan ang gap. Hanap kayo ng dalawang number na kung i-multiply, ang sagot is yung last term, yung 12. And then, pag i-add ninyo, ang sagot is yung middle term or yung 7. Okay? So, when you multiply the two numbers, the product is 12. And when you add, the sum is 7. Yan yung hanapin ninyo. So, ano ba yung factors ni positive 12? We have 1 and 12. But then, when you add that one, the answer is 13. Ang hinahanap natin is 7. Next, we have 2 and 6. Pag i-add mo yan, that is 8. So, hindi pa swak sa ating given. Next, we have 3 and 4. Pag i-add mo is 7. So, therefore, that would be our answer. So, just copy the sign. X plus 3, X plus 4. So, distribute nyo lang yung X squared. Next, we have this one also. That is X squared plus 13X plus 30. So, the middle term is negative, as well as the last term. So, yung dalawang factors natin ay puro positive. I mean, positive ha, positive. Okay. So, ano yung factors ni 30 na may sum na 13? Okay. Maghanap kayo ng number na kung i-multiply, ang sagot is 30. Pag i-add, ang sagot is 13. So, factors ni 30 are 1 and 30. Pag i-add yan, the answer is 31. For 2 and 15, pag i-add, the answer is 17. Ang hinahanap natin is 13. So, 3 and 10. Okay, the sum is 13. So, our factors are x plus 3 times x plus 10. Ma'am, paano pag x minus 10 yung sagot ko? Mali palangga, ha? Kasi tingnan niyo yung given natin, puro positive. Okay, next, we have x squared minus 12x plus 20. So, nasa ang clue yan, yung nasa number 2. Kasi ang middle term is negative, pero ang last term is positive. So, dapat yung dalawang factors are negative. So, ano yung factors ni 20? Meron tayong negative 1 and negative 20. Pag i-add nyo yan, the answer is negative 21. We have also negative 5 and negative 4. When you add that one, the answer is negative 9. So we are looking for the sum of negative 12. So next, we have negative 10 and negative 2. So when you add that one, the answer is negative 12. So therefore, our factors are x minus 10 times x minus 2. Okay, we have another one, x squared minus 2x minus 35. So ito yung clue number 3 kasi the last term is negative. So dapat yung dalawang numbers have different signs. The larger number must be what? Negative or positive? Negative. Bakit man? Dito tayo magbe-base sa middle term natin, yung nasa gitna. Pag negative yan, then negative dapat yung sign ng larger number, yung malaking number. Okay. So ano yung factors ni 35? So we have negative 35 and 1. When you add that one, the answer is negative 34. Next, we have also 5 and negative 7. So when you add that one, the answer is negative 2. So therefore, our factors here are, x plus 5 times x minus 7. So, nakita ninyo pa nga palangga na ang sign ng larger number is negative. Bakit man? Kasi negative yung middle term natin. Yung isa is positive. So, magkaiba sila ng signs. Dapat pa ganyan yung given. Okay? Next, we have this one also. If the middle term is positive, but the last term is negative. So, saan tayo magbe-base ulit ng sign natin dito ng larger number? Sa middle term. So, ngayon, ano kaya dapat yung sign ni larger number? So, dapat positive. Okay. So, factors ng 24. We have negative 3 and positive 8. The sum is 5. And we have negative 4 and 6. The sum is negative 2. Therefore, the factors here are x minus 4 times x plus 6. So, that's all for factoring general trinomial. So we have this one, problem solving. The area of a square table is y squared plus 36y plus 169 meters squared. So find the measurement of each side in terms of y. So what is the formula in finding the area of a square? So that is only s squared or side squared. So we have our solution. So factor ninyo yung area, that is a perfect square trinomial. So just get the square root of the y squared, so that is y. Then the square root of 169, that is 13. So the factors, y plus 13 squared. Pero ang hinahanap lang natin dito is the measurement ng isang side lang. So that is only y plus 13 meters. Okay. So for some reminders, kindly make sure to take the quiz number 2 before the set deadline. And you must accomplish all the tests and activities given on or before September 19, 2020. And be a responsible student always. Thank you. Thank you, students. Goodbye and God bless. So this is Teacher Vivienne. I hope you understand something. I hope you get something from me.